Hi, Jonathan York from Bay Financial Partners, looking at the investment markets. Equity markets remain quite nervous with sort of up and down movements on a pretty much day-to-day basis now, as the economists and analysts try to work out firstly when the Fed is going to start to taper off its stimulus to the economy, and then what the implications of that will be. Most people do tend to feel that it will mean higher rates. It's just a question of when that starts to take place and how quickly that sort of filters through into the economic picture. But if you look at it, I mean, it should be viewed as positive because the reason why the Fed will actually start to taper off its support for the economy is because the economy is growing under its own steam at a reasonable rate and doesn't need quite as much support. And then the consequence of that is that the economy does start to grow. You start to see an increase in rates from their artificially low levels at current rates. So, it should be viewed as positive, but the markets are just having a little bit of trouble digesting that news and a little bit of nervousness out there. That's filtered through into the New Zealand market with shares still very nervous. Although obviously the exporters have benefited as the currencies come under a little bit of pressure after the Reserve Bank has tried to talk it down a little bit, and still in its latest communication is talking about the New Zealand dollar being overvalued. So the usual sort of suspects, Fisher & Paykel Healthcare, etc., have seen some benefits out there and some improvement in their share price as the dollars come under a little bit of pressure. Mighty River Power still in the news. There are still some nervous sellers. It's hard to find a logical explanation of why you'd be selling it for a 20-cent loss sort of 3 to 4 weeks after purchasing it. The shares are issued at $2.50. The investment case hasn't changed. You're still going to get your dividends, you're going to get your bonus shares, and yet you're selling it out for a 20-cent loss, which is logically is pretty tough to justify at the moment. Investors in the Genesis Capital Bond will have received their election notices now. I want to say if you are unsure on that, call us on 0800 867 323 to discuss what your options are. So as we approach the midpoint of the year now, it is a pretty good time to sit down and review that equity portfolio and bonds. And if you're interested in talking about your portfolio, call us on 0800 867 323. Or go to the website www.bayfinancialpartners.co.nz for lots of interesting articles. I look forward to speaking to you soon.